Centerpiece number 3, all about the core. I'm standing at the front. Come along with me. Both hands may be on your belly button area, on your heart, or forehead, third eye center. Or your hands can be in prayer by your sides. It doesn't matter where you put your hands. What you really want to engage is concentration on endurance, on your strength, on your core strength especially, and on your willpower to go further than you did before. I generally love to use the beginning of my practices to imagine what I want to do, look like, what I want to be, where I want to be. I imagine my sanctuary within. I imagine personally the beach. I imagine myself smelling, hearing, tasting, and feeling where, when, why, how, the ideal me. So do that for yourself. Bring the toes together, big toes. The heels kind of slightly apart, and bend the knees, arms go up, chair pose, slight drop in the hips. Hands may be in prayer. They don't have to. If you want to really engage the core, hands up, hands on the hips. If you ever need to take a break, stand fully if you ever need to take a full break. Hands down next to the feet, come down to tabletop position. Easy version, right foot extends back, left arm extends forward, balance. Bring both limbs down, and opposite. Left foot extends back, right arm extends forward, balance. Bring both limbs down, and then lift up into full plank pose. From here, bend the knees and then step. Keep the hands planted into the mat as you step up into halfway lift. Now, if you want to watch me do that or rewind to see exactly what I mean when I say step, you can do that as well. For those in halfway lift, palms on the shins, thighs, or fingertips to the mat, but knees may bend. If you really want to work, legs straighten. Inhale straight into chair pose. Knees bend, big toes can touch, they don't have to. From chair pose, hands come back down. You can step or hop back into plank pose. From plank, you can do easy version, which is knee down, or come with me. In plank pose, right foot extends back, lifted, left arm extends forward. Use your core balance, take your time. Foot down, hand down. Do it limb by limb. Left foot extends back. You can point the toes if you want, you don't have to. Right arm extends forward, balance. You may need to separate the feet from plank before you begin balancing to really get your core in order. Bend the knees, take 10 steps, mini steps, step, all the way up into halfway lift. As you step, keep the palms as close as they can to the mat. Knees bend whenever you need to. And then inhale from halfway lift, straight into chair. Make sure your knees and your toes are facing forward and your knees are not far over the toes. Extra challenge. Hands come in prayer and do a sword swipe to the right. And then left arm rests on the right thigh. Circle the right arms up, back, down, and then hands come back in prayer. Swipe your hands back up, chair. And then sword swipe your hands down to the left. Keep the prayer. And with the right arm staying on the left thigh, left arm circles up, back, and down, and then prayer comes together, sword swipe back up, chair. Hands come down, bend the knees deep, step or hop back into plank pose. From plank, tabletop balance, easy or difficult version. Choose what you want. Take your time on both sides, maybe taking 3 seconds on one side and then dropping limb by limb. And you're gonna stumble, some of you. You may have some balance challenges here, but learn yourself through the challenges, through the stumbling, through the falls. Learn about yourself. Now everyone, feet down, knees bend, take 10 mini steps to the front. Step, 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 step. And then back, step, 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 step. Forward, step, 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 step. Back, step, 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 step. Forward, 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plank pose. The whole time the fingers were pressing to the mat, palms pressed, fingers are spread and they're facing forward. Step or hop to the front of the mat into halfway lift. You really want to straighten the legs here to give them a good stretch in the back. From halfway lift, straight into chair. I told you we work in the core. Prayer hands, sword swipe to the left. Rest the right arm on the left thigh, left arm circles up, back, down, come back in prayer, sword swipe up, regular chair. Keep the prayer, sword swipe to the right, left arm on the right thigh, and circle the right arm up, back, and down. Come back into prayer, sword swipe back up, chair. Release, hands come back down, bend the knees deep, step or hop to the back, straight into plank pose. And you already know what's coming in plank, tabletop balance, easy or difficult version. We're going right into it again. Guess what? You don't have to do explosive movements to get explosive results for your core. Once you finish both sides, hands down, feet down, plank pose. We're going to take those mini steps again. Bend the knees a little bit and then take 10 mini steps to the front. Step, 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 and then back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back. Use your core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The whole time the arms were long, hands were pressed, knees down. Take a break. Child's freaking pose. But our work is not done. Go ahead and release from child's pose. Come sitting on your glutes. Put the feet into the mat, grabbing your thighs, sitting your torso up tall. The knees come close to the heart. Go ahead and wipe the sweat off. Get some water if you need to. Take another break if you need to. Pause the video, but we're going to jump right into this and we're going forward. Once you find a good, comfortable balance on your glutes, lift foot by foot, boat pose. Easy version, hug your thighs together, grabbing them and pulling them towards your heart, sitting up, but the calves are parallel to the mat. As you see me, I put a thumbs up. This is very easy, simple. This is your break pose. But when you want to work, release your hug from the thighs, palms face up, arms shoot out forward. To the outsides of the knees, of course, both. Now, let's upgrade this. Grab a block. And then place that block between your ankles. Now, right hand grabs the block between the ankles, places it on top of your shins, bringing your shins together. Left hand grabs the block, places it between the ankles, both. Left hand grabs the block, places it on top of the shins. Bring your knees together, legs together. Right hand grabs the block, places it between the ankles. Right hand then grabs the block, places it on top of your shins. Try to keep your legs parallel to the mat, even when I'm kind of not doing it, and I should be, sorry. Left hand grabs the block, places it between the ankles. Left hand grabs the block, places it on top of your shin. Right hand, block to the ankles. You got it. Engage your core. Right hand, block to your shins. Lift up, look up. Left hand, block between the ankles. Tighten the core. You got it. Stay with me. Left hand, block on top of the shins. Release, 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 release. Hands down. Cross the ankles, flip over into plank pose. Oh, we're working today. Remember those mini steps? We're gonna go right back into that soon. Left knee down, left arm up, slight twist, right palm plant. And then bring both hands down, left knee up, and then take 10 steps, mini steps up to the front. Keep the arms long, and then 10 mini steps to the back into plank pose. Right knee down, right arm up, slight twist. Left fingers are spread. Please spread those fingers. Both hands down, both knees up, plank. 10 mini steps to the front, knees, maybe they touch the arms, they don't have to, and then 10 mini steps to the back, plank. Left knee down, left arm up. Exhale, left arm underneath right arm, and then inhale, right back up. Revolve. Exhale, left arm underneath the right arm towards the right wall. Inhale, left arm up, revolve. Left hand down, both knees up. Knees bend, take 10 mini steps to the front. 10 to the back. Plank. Same thing right side. Right knee down, right arm up. And we're going to inhale here. Exhale, close. Right arm underneath the left arm. Inhale here, open. Exhale, extend the right arm over to the left underneath. Inhale, right arm up to the ceiling. And then release. Both hands down, knees up, plank. Bend the knees, 10 steps to the front, to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plank pose. Left knee down, left arm up. Inhale. Exhale. Left forearm to the ground. The fingers can face forward or they can face the right wall or the camera, depending on how you're facing. We're coming into a side plank. So my fingers are going to face the camera here. My body is facing the camera. My gaze is looking down here to check my balance. My feet are on top of each other. Top hand can be on the hip. Release from side plank, come back into normal plank. Bend the knees, take 10 mini steps to the front. Squeeze the core, 10 mini steps to the back. You got this, stay up. Left knee down, left arm up, revolve. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, side plank on the left side. Take your time coming into side plank. Please make any variations you need to make. That knee can be down if it needs to, the bottom knee, or you can come into regular side plank without the forearm, long arm, and then bottom knee down. Whatever you're doing, release from side plank, come back into normal plank pose, bend the knees, and then take 10 mini steps to the front. 10 mini steps to the back. Step or hop to the front into halfway lift. Legs are long, arms are long, back is long. Next, inhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, arms up or not. Whether arms up or not doesn't matter. Hands come in prayer, sword swipe to the right. Circle the top arm, which is the right arm, up, back, down. Hands come back in prayer, lift up, normal chair pose, your version. Next, exhale, sword swipe to the left. Top arm, which is the left arm, circles up, back, down, and then comes back to the right hand prayer and your version of chair. Challenge yourself here. Go another level deep. Hands come down, bend the knees deep, step or hop to the back, plank pose. Tabletop balance, easy or difficult version. Easy, knees down, normal tabletop. Difficult, plank pose, balance opposite limbs. Left arm forward, right foot back, or whenever you're ready, switching over to the other side, right arm forward, left foot back. Really use the midline of your body. It's like you're centering all of your power to your belly button, core area, chest area, really that navel portion. Bend the knees deep. Once you release from tabletop balance, take 10 mini steps to the front, to the back, to the front. Keep going. 10 steps and then going to the back. 10 steps, one more time to the front. 10 steps, one more time to the back. 10 steps into plank pose. Release down, child's pose. Open your knees. From child's pose, Arms shoot forward, hands still on the mat. Spread the fingers wide and float into an upward facing dog. Knees can be down on the mat. Make sure the legs are extended back and the tops of the toes or your toes planted. Doesn't matter. I'm just twisting left to right with my hips, not my shoulders, my hips. My shoulders just kind of move along with the flow, going along with the game of the hips. And I'm just turning my hips left to right. And as I do this, my feet turn left to right along with my hips. But my gaze stays forward, my heart stays forward, and my fingers stay wide. Releasing from upward facing dog, go right back into child's pose, but the knees come together and you are twisting to the right. So walk your hands over to the right, left hand on top of the right hand. Not a deep twist here. You don't want to send your spine out of order. Center your hands, walk them forward to the center line. Open the knees, child's pose. Please place a big pillow between the glutes and the calf muscles if you need to for a more comfortable child's pose. Close the knees again. Walk your hands to the left. Right hand on top of the left. Both palms are down. Down, down, down. The arms extended over somewhere to the left. Down on the mat. And when you take a couple breaths here, when you feel ready and in your mind composed, walk your hands forward, center again. Child's pose, open the knees wide. Another release for the lower back here as we slide straight into the stomach. From child's pose, you can do this if you want to or not, but from child's pose, lift your hips up, heart stays to the mat, arms still extended forward. You can look forward to the mat and then slide right into a flat body on the stomach. When you get there, hands in prayer, and they go forward. Forehead is down, or it can be maybe lifted a micro inch. Toes are flat. Maybe not, but the legs are definitely long, flat on the mat. You're stretching the side body. That's the purpose of this one. From here, release, lift up onto your forearms, just lifting your heart a little bit. Slide the right knee on the mat, slide it up towards the right hip like you're laying down, and then come back down with the head to the mat. Rest. Lift back up. Do that on the other side. Lift up on your forearms like a mini sphinx pose. Slide the right leg back in place. And then left knee will slide up on the mat, but slide up towards the left hip. And then lower your heart back down, forehead back down. Rest. I'm pretty sure by now you're probably thinking this is my favorite part of CenterPiece, the end. I know, right? Rolling over into your glutes, releasing from whatever pose that you're in. Sitting flat, legs extended out in front of you, toes pointing up. Grab a block or not. What I'm doing here is I'm simply revolving to the right with my feet together. I'm sitting upright, and then I bend forward so that I can grab my right foot, the outside of my right foot or ankle with my left hand. But with the block, I'm placing that block to the outside of my right ankle, and then I'm placing my hand to the outside of that block, if you can see me, revolving to the right. My right hand is to my lower back to kind of help me revolve. So take your time doing that on both sides. Don't rush this process. Never rush your stretching. You want to feel it, not just physically, but you really want to be involved holistically with yourself. You want to feel what you feel and not just have that be a physical or an emotional aspect. Something deeper. Look for something deeper when you stretch and when you move. Once you release left and right, fold forward. You can bring a block to the bottoms of the feet and then grabbing onto the block with the hands and really pulling forward the torso, the top of the head going towards the toes as the nose bends towards your shin. Once that's complete, roll onto your back, feet planted into the mat, about hip width apart or maybe to the edges of the mat. And then window shield wipe your knees left and right. Just dropping both knees over to one side and then the other side. You may field goal post your arms. You may spread them out wide as if you're about to enter Shavasana. You can have them next to your sides on the hips as you windshield wipe your knees. Doesn't matter. Just be relaxed, comfortable, and proud of yourself. Whether you're windshield wiping or not, everyone, drop your knees over to the left, gaze over to the right. Inhale. Let it out. Switch sides, knees over to the right, gaze somewhere over to the left. Inhale. Let it out your mouth. Put some sound into it. Really engage that nervous system too. You know, when you hum a breath, you are naturally calming yourself. Releasing from those spinal twists. Feet can plant into the mat and you may stay here with the flat back, knees bent, or you can go into Shavasana, or you can do any other pose that you like to do. For those who have shaky legs, I strongly suggest that you lift your legs up against a wall or set your shins on a couch or some seated area where you can lay flat on your back and you can have your legs sitting on something, knees bent, or again, legs up a wall. The glutes do not have to touch the wall directly. Just make sure your knees are not straightened if your legs are up the wall. That's also another option. I encourage you to stay here as long as you like. But to that, I say, Ashe, Ashe, guys. Wonderful work. And Ashe.